Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Hayden Crabtree. I am a real estate investor in multiple asset classes. I'm the author of currently best-selling Skip to Flip, Secrets the 1% Know About Real Estate Investing. And I like to consider myself a real estate coach and mentor to everyone who watches these videos. Now, if you know me personally, you know my story. If you don't know me personally, you might have heard my story on a podcast. And if you haven't heard it on a podcast and you don't know me personally, then that's what this video is for, because I'm going to tell you my story, how I got to where at the ripe old age of currently 23, bought and sold, I think the number's well above $20 million worth of real estate right now, which is more real estate than most people buy and sell in their lifetime. And I didn't come from, a real estate family. I don't have a real estate license. A lot of this is earned through hard work and sweat. And that's the journey that is so exciting to most people because they can relate to that. And I'm sure you can relate to that as somewhat of an underdog. And that's my journey is what I want to tell you about. I want you to understand that if you're not where you currently want to be and you want to get to a level of real estate investing that sets you up for the rest of your life, I want to tell you about how I got there and how you can do it too. Okay. So I'll start from the beginning. My name's Hayden. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I went to the University of Georgia where I was a Bulldog, go Dogs. And I had no idea really what I wanted to do in life whenever I first went into college. I knew just from my personality, as you probably know because you're watching this video, I didn't want to work for somebody else my entire life, doing what they said, building their business. I always wanted to own my own business, own my time, my freedom, and my future. And I did not know really what to major in. I didn't know where I should be spending my off time. I really had no idea. I just knew, and I wasn't really even clear on my end goal, which I think is a problem, that I should have been more clear about what I wanted. But whenever you're 18 in college, you really don't know what you want because you haven't experienced a lot. Well, fast forward, and I took on an internship while I was in college that was essentially pitching you on learning how to run your own business. And to me, it sounded great. I didn't want to go get some job in downtown Atlanta working for somebody else, being a financial analyst or anything like that. And I guess I should go back because I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew because I wanted to be a business owner that I should probably learn basic financial skills. So that ended up taking me into business school where I said, I think I'm going to major in finance. So that's kind of what I set my major as what I wanted to be. And in that process, one day they came around pitching an internship that was learn how to run your own business. So, I put my name on the paper and somehow I went through to an interview, went through to another interview, and I got the internship. And as exciting as it sounds, that it was an internship on how to paint exterior paint of people's houses. And, I'm from Georgia. It's hot in the summer. This was in between, your years of college in the summer. It's hot in the summer. And this just sounded awful. But I was determined to take the lessons that I could from that and roll them forward and try and figure out both an experience, like what did I want to do, and use this as an opportunity to serve that mission of figuring out what I wanted to do. So long story short, I tried to run my own business. I succeeded in a lot of ways and I failed in a lot of other ways. I learned that I was really good at sales. I was really good at building relationships with people. I learned that I was, at the time, horrible leader, horrible in managing a business and all the details of a business. And I tried to use that to serve me to this current day as, whenever you realize you're bad at something, then you can learn and grow and get better at it, which thankfully I've done. But during that process of painting exterior houses in my hometown, I ran across this one guy and I was, trying to sell him on, hey, let me paint your house. And at this time, I didn't really understand it, but I tried to set a meeting with him, an appointment with him. And I said, hey, what time can you meet? He said, well, I can really meet you anytime. I was like, that's strange. Like, this guy can just meet me whenever. You don't have a job, And so, okay, well, how about 2:00? I'll meet you at the house. So we meet over at the house at 2:00. And, he shows up, nice truck, really, doing whatever he wants. And I ask him, oh, you don't live here? He goes, oh, no, this is one of my rental properties. And that's when it struck me like, he has a nice truck, obviously making good money, does whatever he wants. And I think this is really interesting. So boom, on my radar during that process, I said, hey, I need to look more into this real estate investing thing, which at that time I really had no idea about it. fast forward a couple months, I go back to school. I pick up a little purple book. I hope you've read this book. If you haven't, go get it right after this video, called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Whenever I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it changed my entire future. And I said, I have to learn everything I possibly can about real estate investing. That led me to go hop on Bigger Pockets, or actually not even Bigger Pockets. I just typed in Google, real estate investing. I think the first site to come up was probably Bigger Pockets. Got on there, started searching around, typed in the search bar in my hometown, my college town of Athens, Georgia, and just up came forums. And there's these different people, and I clicked on a forum, saw this post of a guy that said he had a bunch of duplexes. He had wholesaled them, bought them back from somebody, refied them, free real estate, tons of money in the process. And at the time, I just go, holy cow, I have to learn about this, because the amount of money he was talking about, whenever I'm searching, what do I want to do with my life? The amount of money he was talking about, he did in one deal was triple what, doctors were making. I just go, I have to learn about this. So I call the guy up, find his business online, call the guy up, say, hey, my name's Hayden. I don't know you. You don't know me. But I just read this post you had on Bigger Pockets, and I would love to take you out for a cup of coffee. He goes, I don't drink coffee, but you can meet me at my property in 15 minutes. And boom, I said, all right, I'll see you there. So I went and got in my car, and I went and met this guy, and he was at a rental property. And, from that point on, I just looked at him and I said, look, I don't know anything about anything, but I want to learn how to do what you're doing. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get in the door. I'll work for you for free to do that. Most people go, man, working for free, that's crazy. So I ended up doing it. In between my spare time of college classes, I would go work for free. He lived 20 minutes from campus. So, I'd go to class from 9 to 11, and then go to his house and his investment properties the rest of the day, working, until 7, 8 at night for free for this guy, just to learn what he was doing to make money as a real estate investor. And that served me in so many different ways. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you, working for free for somebody, if you can do it right, if you can set it up appropriately, is the best educational process that you could do. And it's powerful, because you're going to have to humble yourself to look at somebody and say, I'll do whatever you tell me to do, and I'll do it for free, and I'll show up on time, and I'll do it with excellence. So that was a huge part of my story, was working for free for over a year. And in that process, I would do whatever I possibly could to add value to this guy's business. I'm talking about, you needed a key system reorganized because it was bad. I'll go to Home Depot, buy all this stuff, reorganize all your keys, set up a system, teach everybody how to use the system. You don't even have to ask me to do it. You need a contract signed and you get your kid's soccer game at 7. Oh, don't worry. I'll drive 45 minutes and I'll go get the contract signed and meet with the seller and do the house inspection. Oh, you need your marketing letters sent out, and your person who handles marketing is on vacation for a week, so you just weren't going to send letters. Don't worry about it. I'll do everything. I'll send them out, and I'll do it a day early. So whenever people ask, what did you do for free? I would literally do whatever it took. If there was something I could do to add value to his business, I was doing it, and I was making his life and his business better. So that's a huge part of my story. And one of the biggest parts of that story, because I was an exterior house painter and had run that business prior to working for him, I knew how to paint the outside of houses. And at one point he was doing, he had a property, a single family house, and he's either going to flip it or he's going to rent it. But either way, it had to be painted. So in the process, I said, hey, you need a house painted? You buy the materials and I'll paint the house for free. Don't worry about it. So it's a beautiful, beautiful day. And I'm out here painting this guy's house. I've been working for free for a long time. The paint sprayer machine was, I think it had clogged up. The lines on the paint machine had clogged up because the previous person didn't clean it out right. And it was hot day, hot, beautiful day in Georgia. And all the rest of my friends were at a college party. And there's this one apartment. There's one apartment in Athens. There's two now, but there's the one at the time that had a pool on the rooftop. Beautiful. I'm talking about, you're 20 stories in the air on an infinity edge pool, looking out miles and miles over trees with tons of people in college, all having fun, partying. And I was supposed to be there that day, but instead I was 3 miles away at some low income neighborhood, that a house that looked like absolute crap, trying to learn. At that point, I wasn't even learning. I was just adding value to his life by painting this house for him for free when I could have been somewhere else. And now as I'm sitting there in the hot sun sweating, thinking about all the other people at the rooftop pool having fun, I just go, what am I doing with my, like, I almost considered packing it up and going home, but I didn't. I endured, and I had some grit in me. And I said, no, you know what? I'm doing this for a reason. I'm doing this for a future. And I stuck through it, you know, and it's one of those turning points whenever you're either going to give up on your mission or you're really going to stick to it. And that's a moment whenever I stuck to it. So very important part of my story was that day. And I think it showed a lot to the guy that I was working to for free, my attitude about how I would do anything, how I'd learn anything. You know, I don't know how to do something. Don't worry about it. I'll learn how to do it. You know, all of this stuff. And fast forward for over a year working for him for free. And, you know, he just looks at me one day and he goes, you know, I can't do anything but make you a partner in this business now. So that's really my story of how I got to being a rookie that didn't know anything about anything to having somebody who had a very high level of success look at me and go, I must have you on my team in this real estate as an owner, as owners of properties and of the business. I must have you. And that's really what led me, you know, that was even before I graduated college. By that time, after that happened, I started buying properties with none of my own money, building a bigger portfolio, raising capital for deals, structuring a lot of out-of-state deals, in-state deals, bigger commercial deals from, you know, really transitioned and helped the business transition from single-family houses and apartments to commercial self-storage and other asset classes. And that's just, you know, again, adding value in any way, shape, or form that I can. And magical things will happen in the universe whenever you just put your head to something and do it to the best of your ability. So that's a big part of my story. From there, just continue to go out and finally tune and sharpen my skills as a real estate investor. And that led me, fast forward, you know, 2 years past that point, that led me to, as I'm talking to friends, as I'm talking to people my age, as I'm talking to people who are 40 or 50 years old, both men and women, they're always asking me, you know, it's very interesting because you hear my story of, you know, I got 14 storage facilities, 5 states, 500,000 square feet, $20+ million worth of real estate. How are you doing this? I don't understand. What are you doing? You know, after college, you didn't go get a job. You worked for yourself when you graduated college. You were even working for yourself in college. You know, how did you do what you're doing? And that really led me, because everyone wants to ask me, how do I invest in real estate? How do I do this? I'm thinking about getting into this. What should I do? Well, and that led me to going and writing a book, which I'll grab. And it led me to writing this book right here called Skip to Flip, because everybody wanted to ask me, hey, Hayden, I'm thinking about getting into real estate investing. I'm going to flip a house. And going through the entire process of seeing wholesales, flips, single family rentals, all the way up to commercial, and doing everything myself firsthand and even for free at times, I have to tell people, listen, you need to skip the flip and you need to go into bigger commercial deals. You need to start buying cash flow properties, because I've probably spent over $50,000 on my education, on coaches, on seminars, on college, on everything. I've spent money. I've learned from the best that there are. And I'm here to tell you, this book that I've written has everything that I know in that book that a beginner or even advanced person should read to make sure that they're going to have the utmost success in real estate investing. So as I continue on my journey, it's 2020, as I continue on my journey, who knows where I'll be in 10 years, but right now I'm going to continue to provide really good deals for our investors, find really good cash flow commercial properties for our investors, and I'm going to continue to help as many people as I can. My mission is to help people who either have no investment properties buy their first investment property and go to 10, or if you have one investment property or 2 investment properties and you think a lack of capital, or you think that there are no deals out there, or you think you can't scale your portfolio, my goal is to help you guys learn and break down the mental barriers to take you to do the same thing I'm doing, because it's possible. I'm not anybody special. I'm just really good at working hard and not giving up. And I think those are the keys to success. So if you guys watch this full video, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is my story. This is who I am. I think it's important to know who you take your advice from. If somebody's not willing to tell you why they should be telling you the advice they're telling you, then you probably shouldn't take their advice. I think the best piece of advice is to monitor who you get your advice from. So if you're taking advice from me in any of my other videos, posts, Instagram, TikTok, emails, whatever it is, you guys should know who I am before you take the advice that I'm going to give you. So that's what this video is for. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want a free copy of my book, again, Skip the Flip, you can buy it on Amazon for $10, a physical copy if you want it. But if you want a PDF copy and you just want the knowledge, I have a PDF and an audio book for free. The link is below in the description of this video. Please go get it. Until next time, guys, if you have questions, join me on Facebook. That link is below as well. Drop a comment on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel because I'm going to post more and more content every single week helping you out. So subscribe here. Go follow me on Instagram. Join my Facebook group and get the book for free because I want to serve you guys. I want to help you get to where I am and even beyond. So until next time, see you guys.